Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam grew up, and in his early years, when the Arabs would go out and they would send their infant children to the ladies of the neighboring tribes outside of Mecca, such that they could go and breathe fresh air and they could learn the refined Arabic culture and excel in the Arabic language, far from the polluted atmosphere and environment of Mecca. When the ladies would come with their families from Banu Sa'd, they all came and they all took children and they all took infants, except one lady and her husband, and her name was Halima as-Sa'diyya. And all of the children were taken except one child, and his name was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Who would want to take him? He's an orphan. His father's died. He's only his mother. Who's going to give us the stipend? Who's going to give us the wage? Who's going to give us the salary for the work or the gifts? And so they were the two that were left. And so before going back home, Halima says to her husband, rather than us go back empty-handed, let us go. There's this orphan. And they go and they put in the request, and Amina accepts. And so Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his infancy is designated to Halima. And on their way to Mecca, Halima, when she came on her donkey was at the back. It was the slowest of them all, and there was no food and there was no drink and there was no wealth for them. But on the way back to their home outside of Mecca, they were now carrying the best of creation, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the ladies, they looked to Halima and they said, have you changed your donkey? Have you changed your animal? Because it's right at the front now. They can't even keep up. She says, no, it's the same one. But of course we know it's the same donkey. It's the same animal. But with her is not the same person. With her is Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best of creation. And so Allah Ta'ala makes anything that is slow fast with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything that is poor makes them wealthy and rich with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when they get back home, before they left to Mecca, they found that there was drought and there was no pastures and there was no green, and their goats, they were starving and they had no milk, nothing. It was difficult, starving. When they got back there and they have Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with them in his infancy, when the husband of Halima as-Sa'diyya goes and takes the goats to graze the lands and comes back, oh, they come back full and they come back healthy and they're giving off milk. And so the ladies of Banu Sa'd, the tribe there, they say to their husbands, because they're all in droughts as well, they say, you go and you look to the pasture lands and the grazing lands that Halima's husband is taking their goats to. Go over there must be something there. But of course, the difference was not in the pasture lands. The difference was what they were carrying, what they were holding. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidah Halima, her milk would flow and she would have other children, other infants that she'd also be feeding, but the milk would flow because she had Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were the early years of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.